speaker tonight, Francine Juhlin, is reporting on her DTM projects. It's going to be 8 to 10 minutes for our timer. Please welcome for her speech. We had some fun together, Distinguished Toastmaster Francine, or soon to be Distinguished Toastmaster Francine Juhlin.
We had fun. But more importantly than having fun, oh wait, there's nothing more important than having fun. But we had fun learning together too. And I want to tell you about how Fantastic Theater came together and what I learned from it. But for those of you who weren't there, I see a lot of people here today who were there, but for those of you who weren't there and don't know what Fantastic Theater is, it is a multi-club, four countries demonstration meeting. Toastmasters from around the world came together and we had fun putting on a show. And guess what? The best part of it. We had 9 Toastmasters there this year. So let me back up a little bit. This started last year. It's just a regular old high performance leadership project. I was vice president of membership and vice president of public relations in a couple of clubs. And I decided to do my project on boosting up membership in my clubs. So I got all the members in 4 clubs together and we put on this show. Back by popular demand, I was asked to do the project again and I made it my Distinguished Toastmaster project this year because this year my vision was to make it bigger and better. And guess what? We did. I got my team together. And we brainstormed on how we would make it bigger and better. And first kudos and shout out goes to Tom Hobbs. Tom is the one who gave me the idea to do very short videos that were targeted to specific demographics. And I had 18 different videos that were targeted to everything from realtors to students to the older generation and why we should be Toastmasters, and more importantly, to people who aren't Toastmasters and how they could benefit. That worked well, and I will do that again next year. I think I just announced I'm doing Fantastic Theater again next year. One thing I learned though is I did not do as well as I had planned in distributing those videos. The one video that got the most views, it was 384 views, and that was for English as a second language. So I have that on my note next year. We are going to make more videos and target that market better. And I found ways to do that. Unfortunately, it was too late to market for this year's program. But like I said, not only did we have fun, we learned. Another thing I realized is that some of the non-Toastmasters might have been a little yitten about coming to a meeting like this. So next year, in making these videos and doing the marketing, I need to explain better. I need to find ways to reach this market better, to tell them we're nothing to be afraid of and that we will hold their hands until they are no longer afraid. Did I fail? No, I just learned. We all learned. Another thing that we learned And it's something we tried for the first time this year, is partnering up with some clubs in Australia. Rajiv was my public relations manager in Australia. And what we learned is Australians aren't big on Halloween like we are in the United States. So they did not buy into our fun-tastic Halloween theme. Should we change the theme next year? I don't know. We had fun with Halloween though, so maybe we'll keep it. But that's just one learning point, is not every market will respond to the theme we choose. So we have to decide. Another point that came to light this year is the whole European market was left out by having it at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, because we did have one British man there and it was 1 o'clock in the morning for him. So we might want to revisit what time we do it so we can include Europe better too. All something to look at. There's a lot of moving parts in this. I want to call it a factory because it is. There was a lot of pieces and parts coming together and wheels turning. And the next wheel that turned that I want to talk about is the tech team. Sue led the tech team. And I did not realize how much work was really going to have to be put into everything that I asked Sue to do. Next year, I'm going to break it down more. Next year, each leader is going to have one specific task, and that will be it, rather than trying to lead a whole team on their own. Kudos to Sue, though, because she did pull it off at the end. Little late. We couldn't get into the Zoom room. Another learning point. Make sure you have the Zoom code before the show starts. The next kudos I have to give out is to Melanie. Everybody who registered for that event and got the Zoom code to come in, or the Zoom link to come in, thank Melanie. Not only did Melanie design the registration link and monitor the registration link and send me all the data afterwards from the registration link, but Melanie was always there asking everybody, is there anything else I could do? Let me help you with that. I'm here. Even though she was having issues herself, and she really could have taken a leave of absence, but she made sure she was there to support us. Thank you, Melanie. Now, another thing I did this year that I didn't do last year is I went on a tour of other clubs. I went to 12 different clubs talking about Fantastic Theater, helping Marjane, our cast director, find the cast, getting people involved in the PR. We were invited to do a podcast. Susan isn't here, but Susan, Rajiv, and I were on this podcast, and we just had a lot of fun playing with the podcast director. And next year, hopefully, they'll let us do it again, because that was a lot of fun. And I learned that podcasting might be something I want to do in the future. So all in all, we met our objective. We had a bunch of fun. We put together a program that people came and people watched. We had non-Toastmasters there get exposed to what Toastmasters is all about. And in the clubs I'm in, I have seen guests in my clubs from Fantastic Theater. People are taking the club listing and they are visiting other clubs. And Maria's here from Fantastic Theater from the club listing. And that's the biggest thing I learned is when I do the club listing next year, I'm going to have one point of contact to collect all the clubs and make sure it's all done before the event instead of while the event was going on. But like Toastmasters, even when things go wrong, we make it happen and we have fun doing it. Back to you, Vicki.
Having fun is what it's all about. And what a great way to do a project, accomplish your DTM project, and have a great time doing it. Lessons for all of us. Thank you so much. Now let's find out. By the way, I have a question for you. It came up recently. Do you know what the best way to stop a charging bull is? The best way to stop a charging bull.
I know that one.
Stephanie. Oh, Stephanie was nodding her hand.
Take away his credit card.
You got it. You got to take away his credit card. He'll stop charging. I had to do that to a few of my relatives, I'll tell you.
That's cool.
funny.
That's cool.
Find your
I
funny.
was going to say, pull out his plug.
Pull out his plug. Find Your Funny has its own version of a charging bull in the form of our facilitator tonight. Our facilitator is none other than distinguished Toastmaster Koki Kubo.
Thank you so much for the introduction. And yes, we had a great fun with Fantastic Theater. It was all about Halloween, and the people from all over the district and all over the world participated, and it was wonderful. I want to, ask some evaluation, mainly from those who has no function assigned to. So give 30 seconds, comment to Francine. I'm going to start with Rosemary.
Yes, Koki, I am the humor detector this evening.
Oh, sorry. You had a role.
That's okay. And I apologize for coming so late. I actually just got home from work and totally forgot until I got Marjean's text. So please, I'm so sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it does happen to me. I get texts from Margie time to time. So I know exactly how it is. It's a good reminder. So let me see. How about Dawn?
Hi. What? I'm sorry. I'm a guest. What am I supposed to do?
Oh, just to give a few comment or evaluation for Francine's speech.
Oh, golly. It seemed pretty inside baseball for the club. So I'm afraid I don't have any comments. Because I don't know where you're at in terms of your.
Okay. Let me see.
Thank you though.
Because many of them ask as a Lord. How about Anne Marie?
I am also a guest, but Francine's speech, I really liked it because it kept my interest, even though I'm not part of the club and I wasn't involved with getting it together. It kept my interest. So that was one of those really, really good things. And I liked the humor in it and the niceness of it. So that's what I had.
All right. I guess everybody else seems to have some kind of functionary role. So I'm going to bring back to Toastmaster MC.
All right. Well, I think we can all agree that we learned a lot from Francine's experience, and we can move on. She always does a great job of integrating fun facts with actually concrete activities or suggestions for improvement. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Speaking, I wanted to kind of incorporate fall festivals and corn, all that brought into mind harvest things. And I was considering that. Speaking of fall harvest and festivals, it's probably a good time to tell you an autumn joke. But you probably wouldn't fall for it, so I'm leaving that out. But bump. You'll definitely fall for the story our next speaker, Melanie Chong, will share with us.